and welcome to Man United Beat. This is Nosh, and today we're going to talk about Manchester United 2, Rangers 1. Delighted to get that in the end, and it was a bit of a whirlwind towards the end when Harry Maguire made a mistake to let Rangers in to score the equalizer right before the 90 minutes were up. But then Bruno, as always, the most clutch footballer at Manchester United, definitely at the moment, and he did what he does and bailed us out of that one, really. I would say overall, when I look at that game, honestly, I think we were the better team by far. I think there was a lot of control in the way that we played, and obviously, I think there was a bit of a reaction after Ruben Amorim had mentioned this is the worst Manchester United team in history. Of course, he was. It's not the worst team. Let me reiterate, but definitely, there was a bit of a reaction coming from some of the players. Especially, I felt that Bruno was on it the whole game. I think Lisandro Martinez was good. I think De Ligt was really good as well. Garnacho was pretty good, Ahmad as always, as well as of course Bruno. So I think it was an overall a solid team performance, but then we didn't have enough to show for it in terms of goals. And it's kind of ridiculous how the ref disallowed De Ligt's goal from the corner. Early on, there was barely any touch from Euro onto the defender. And there was actually more of a push on Maguire from Dressner, if I remember correctly, from Rangers. And yeah, I mean, more of a push there. And I felt like, the goal that was disallowed was really rubbish from the ref. And I think we're at this point now where we're barely getting anything from the refs unless it's a stonewall call, like a penalty against Brighton the other day. So we're barely getting anything from the refs at the moment, and this is when you're not doing well, you don't get that bit of luck as well, then you basically suffer like we are right now. But regardless, I think overall, we're not getting anything. So I felt that we had control, but then we didn't really put away all of the chances that we had. Garnacho was lively, by the way, what we're hearing right now in terms of reports. It just kind of disgusts me in a way that, why would you consider selling one of your most high potential 20-year-olds at the club who is performing at that level for the fee that's being mentioned, £60 million, rising up to 70, what I'm hearing United want. But we'll see how this goes. We still have a few more days, but definitely I thought we had a lot of control. I thought Bruno was, as always, full of running. I just don't understand any Manchester United fan who criticizes Bruno Fernandes. Honestly, he is everything that you would want in a United player in terms of the output, the goals, the assists, the chances created. He is the heart and soul of the team. As a captain, he runs and runs for days. He's never injured. I don't understand how, anyone would dislike him as a United player. And it is a bit of a shame because he is playing in the worst United team, but if he was in a better team, obviously he would have more trophies and medals won as well, to show for it. But this is how things are. But regardless, I think he was full of running. I think Collier in the center of the park did well. I think Euro had a better game. De Ligt had a good game as well. Bayern made a couple of decent saves as well. I think Ahmad was, as always, very, very incisive from his running and his dribbling ability. Xerxes, a bit quiet overall, but still I think he's kind of first choice at the moment. And then, I think it was an overall good performance so far until the 90th minute, and when Terence Maguire, as he's called, Slabhead, he let go a bit and had a bit of an issue with Yeah, sorry about that. So my cat came in the way and the camera fell. I felt until the 90th minute we were doing a good job, and then Harry Maguire let go. I think he was a bit weak, but to be honest, it was a bit of a foul, a soft one, definitely. And then we just conceded at the end, but then I felt like, it's going to be one of those days again where we'll rue our missed chances and everything. But great cross from Licha Fernandez saved us really there. And yeah, I feel overall well deserved. And I feel like, okay, we're fourth spot in Europa, so I think we should be okay for the automatic qualification to the knockout stages. I think honestly, we need to go and win this competition. I think goes without saying. So I think everyone should recognize that this is the competition to win for us, and we should try and win this competition. Really, this is it. This will dictate our season. So yeah, and I also feel that obviously Ruben Amorim, I think he's been around for 4 games in the Europa League, and we've won all 4. So definitely, I was thinking about it, like the way that we play in terms of the system and the style. It's very continental, so I think it suits European games a lot. Definitely, we're struggling in the Premier League, and that's a bit of a problem. But in terms of the style, I think it suits continental football. I think the players get it as well in those type of games. They suit that kind of system as well in Europe, especially. Yeah, in terms of obviously, in Premier League, we're really struggling. On to Fulham then. We're a bit of a difficult team. We've had okay results against them. I think we've had a couple of defeats and maybe some late wins as well at Craven Cottage, if I remember Bruno's goal last season, I think. So yeah, I think we've done okay, but it's a difficult game definitely where we are. It's away. I feel like there's less pressure for us to perform in these sorts of games, but I just hope that the players show up for this one. Definitely, yeah, we need to start showing it in the Premier League. We need to get back to winning ways there. And yeah, a word on the transfer window. So a lot of stuff coming out. Obviously, the Rashford situation is still open. Yeah, so let's see. I'm thinking Barcelona, but then I don't know how they can afford him, if at all. Anthony's gone on his loan to Real Betis, so that's almost confirmed. And the one that's open item is obviously Patrick Dorgu, whether or not he comes in. Lease, or I call him Lease, I don't know. But they still holding firm on the fee, and I think honestly United should back away if that is the case, right? So it's no point overpaying every single time. Really, that's one of the mistakes that have brought us into this financial mess in the first place. And then there's obviously the question on Garnacho. I personally think we should keep him at all costs. I think he's a great asset. I think he's coachable in whatever system that Ruben Amorim wants. So we should keep him for the long term, see how he develops in the next 12 to 18 months. Definitely, he's a player in there for sure. And there's no way that United should be offloading their highest potential players at that age, definitely. And then there's a bit came out also on Christopher Nkunku from Chelsea and this morning as well. I think a loan deal. If it's a loan, I'm okay, obviously. Is an injury prone 27-year-old, so permanent fee definitely does not make any sense at all. So if there's any semblance of a swap happening there, I think there'll be big problems. But anyway, let's see how it goes on Sunday. A bit of a late one, but up the fucking Reds. Ciao.